I call to order the regular meeting of the Township Committee of the Township of Morris this Wednesday, March 18th, 2026. The time is now 7 p.m. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, and adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required by law. Specifically, notice of this meeting was emailed to the Daily Record and Morris Newsbee on January 8th, 2026, and posted on the Township of Morris website. The agenda and resolutions for this meeting are available on morristwp.com under the Agenda Center. Certain portions of this meeting may be closed to the public for purposes of personnel and/or other matters as outlined in the Sunshine Law. Notice to members of the governing body and the township staff: any use of electronic devices during this meeting shall be used solely for the purposes of township business, and any communications are subject to the Open Public Records Act. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mr. Griselle.
Here.
Mr. Ravitz.
Here.
Mr. Jonnada.
Here.
Mayor Guariglia.
Here. Please rise if you are able for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think it's to keep it from getting scuffed. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Could we please, I'd like to call up Cantor Galit Dadun Cohen of Temple B'nai Or, and could everybody please stand for the invocation?
May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob, Rachel, and Leah, bless all those who are here today and all who are called to lead with good faith and responsibility. Our prophets have been our role models, guiding us in the commandments of the divine. The prophet Micah teaches to always do what is good, as it is written. כי אם עשות משפט ואהבת חסד והצנע לכת עם אלוהיך. It has been told to you what is good and what is asked of you, to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. May these ancient words of wisdom guide this sacred moment. Today, as leadership is entrusted and responsibility accepted, may justice be pursued in principle and in action. May those elected to serve be instilled with insight and understanding, perseverance and patience. May we be inspired to work together in pursuit of our community's greatest aspirations. We are thankful for the dedication and generous spirit that brings these people before us, prepared to devote their energy to service. May compassion and humility steady their every decision. May those who serve do so with integrity, courage, and a deep awareness of the lives placed in their care. May service strengthen our community, uplift dignity, and bring us closer to a society shaped by responsibility, compassion, and hope. I am honored to bless those who are gathered here and our entire community with words of blessing from Torah. May God bless you and protect you. May God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Eternal grant all of us peace. In Jewish tradition, it is our custom to acknowledge moments of firsts with a blessing of gratitude, recognizing the uniqueness of this moment in time and elevating to holiness. So I'd like to conclude by saying, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'echianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, eternal our God, sovereign of the universe, who has given us life, sustained us, and brought us to this moment. And together we all say, Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we will proceed with the swearing in of Township Committee member Samantha G. Rothman. Just before we call up Ms. Rothman to come forward to take the oath administered by Attorney Jared Cantor, and will have her family come join her and to hold the Quran for the ceremony. I just wanted to quickly say, Samantha is a longtime resident with years of service and volunteerism. She wants to help make Morris Township feel like home for everyone. She is dedicated to help small business thrive in our community. She has seen the changes over the years and has an understanding of municipal land use law. She has served on the Board of Adjustment and has a strong commitment to environmental issues. Her background brings an array of expertise that will benefit all of us, and she recognizes there is an obligation on our part to be prepared for the many stressful and challenging events that are even more prominent in our ever-changing world. So Samantha, will you please step up near the podium, and Mr. Cantor, and could we please have Samantha's husband and son are here, correct?
Hand on the Torah and right hand up. You, Samantha Rothman, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and will bear faith and allegiance to the same, and to the government established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, so help you God?
I do.
Repeat after me. I, Samantha Rothman,
I, Samantha Rothman,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of committee member of the Township Committee of the Township of Morris,
of committee member of the Township Committee of the Township of Morris,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go on, picture? No, I want her to, everybody to go down now. Congratulations, Samantha. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mr. Griselle.
Here.
Mr. Jonnada.
Here.
Mr. Ravitz.
Here.
Ms. Rothman.
Here.
Mayor Guariglia.
Here. At this time, we will now proceed with the swearing in of our Morris Township firefighter, Aiden Fernandez. Chief Nunn, will you please approach the podium? And firefighter Fernandez, will you please come forward to take the oath of office? Administer today, and you will join, and who's doing the oath? Jared? Jared, okay. Okay.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here tonight for the swearing in of Aiden, the Township Committee meeting. I'm the chief, my son from Morris Township Fire Department, and on behalf of the department, I'd like to extend my sincere thanks to the Township Committee for their continued support, for our staffing, and in addition to that, Administrator Kim Quinn. Your commitment plays a vital role in ensuring that we can effectively serve and protect our community. So I thank you sincerely for your support as we continue to move forward with bringing on a new career firefighter. It's my pleasure to introduce tonight probationary firefighter Aiden Fernandez. Probationary firefighter Fernandez has proudly served the fire service for the past 4 years and has been dedicated member of the Morris Township Fire Department for the past 2.5 years. Originally from Kenilworth, New Jersey, firefighter Fernandez developed a strong interest in public service at an early age and has continued to pursue that commitment through his involvement in the fire service over the course of the last several years. Prior to joining the fire department, firefighter Fernandez completed a diesel technician apprenticeship and earned multiple manufacturer certificates. He's worked in the field for the past 5 years and brings valuable mechanical knowledge that will support the department. He doesn't realize that yet. Firefighter Fernandez completed Firefighter 1 and 2 certifications at the Union County Fire Academy, where he gained the foundational skills and knowledge required to serve and safely protect fire service as he does today. During his time with the department, Firefighter Fernandez has demonstrated dedication reliability, and strong willingness to learn. He continues to train and grow every day since he started at the January 1st. Great asset since he started that and continues to train through his probationary period with the Morris Township Fire Department. In addition to his firefighter responsibilities, probationary firefighter can earn his emergency medical technician certificate with the Morris minimum first aid. The training will allow him to provide both fire and emergency medical assistance to all the members of the community throughout the area and the Morris Township Fire Department is proud to welcome probationary firefighter Fernandez to the department's career division and look forward to his continued service, dedication, and contribution to the department and the community.
You wanted to? Yes, and
Anyone else you want to invite?
Do Aiden Fernandez solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and will bear faith and allegiance to the same, and to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, so help you God? Repeat after me. I, Aiden Fernandez,
I, Aiden Fernandez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of probationary firefighter
of probationary firefighter
of the Township of Morris Fire Department
in the Township of Morris Fire Department
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have to sign Aiden and just quickly. So Committeeman Rabbits and I are on the fire committee, and we just always want to say, not only congratulations, but again, to all the firefighters, especially to their families. We are so proud and honored to share this with you. We appreciate the dedication, and we know that you go out there every day. Every time you're out there, you're putting your lives on the line to do what's best for all of our residents and to keep us safe, and to continue to do that work and to move up in the fire department is something extremely special. So on behalf of the whole Township Committee, congratulations to all of our firefighters in the room, to all of the families for all of your support, all the sacrifice and everything you do. You definitely are probably, you're one of our most prominent employees, along with our police officers and EMS in the town. We really do appreciate it. Mr. Rabbit, do you have anything else?
I don't think I can add anything to what the mayor just said. It's so great that we have Aiden getting his fire department badge in front of brothers and sisters and his family. And we absolutely cherish our first responders here in the town, and Aiden is going to be an excellent addition to the Morris Township's bravest. Thank you. Aiden, best of luck, Godspeed. Congratulations. Thanks.
Okay. You want the Township Committee members to go first?
Up to you. Just, I can put this however you want.
No, I think we'll do that. Okay.
Turn it off.
first, right? We do the first and fifth. So the next item on our agenda is one that we're very excited, and that is, at this point, we are going to recognize former Mayor and Committeeman Mark Gyorfy for his service to Morris Township. So, Mr. Gyorfy, would you please come forward? Mark was on the Township Committee from 2019 through 2026. Can I take this up to the podium? Can I take this up to Okay, so, you can't imagine how many things when we have a committee member like Mark, how many different things and how much recognition there is. So this might take a little bit, but absolutely well deserved. So the first thing that I just want to say before we even read the resolution is when I first got a call from, at the time, Mayor Mark Gyorfy to discuss, I was being appointed to the Township Committee, I remember hanging up the phone and thinking to myself, this young man is certainly impressive beyond his years. His passion to commit to change for the better is matched by his level of integrity and ethical practice in all that he does. While everyone thought Mark would be on the Township Committee for a very long time, I knew the minute that I began working with him, and probably at the third meeting, sitting on the dais thinking, this kid's going somewhere. He's not staying on the Morris Township Committee very long. And it was no surprise when he did call me to let me know that he would be transitioning to the governor's office after Mikey Sherrill won the election. There is no doubt that Mark will bring that same level of excellence to his new job while also staying true to the town he grew up in, the town he served on the Township Committee, and where he continues to serve as a lieutenant in the fire department. On behalf of the Township Committee, we want to recognize you. So the first thing we have for you, which I will read aloud, is a resolution number 86-26.
We're at 86 already?
You are getting some things done even though you're not. In recognition and appreciation of Mark J. Gyorfy, whereas Mark Gyorfy, longtime resident of Morris Township, was first elected to the committee in 2018. And whereas the Township Committee selected Mr. Gyorfy to serve as mayor in 2022 and again in 2023, making him the youngest mayor in the community's history. And whereas during his years of service, he served on numerous standing committees, including communications, finance, parks and rec, personnel, public works, sewer, and acted as a liaison to the Office of Emergency Management. And whereas Mr. Gyorfy was instrumental in securing funding from Congress to rebuild the Collinsville playground and champion efforts to ensure the project would be completed. And whereas Mr. Gyorfy led the effort to acquire the Jean Street location for the proposed community center and was pivotal in helping to secure the township's senior bus. And whereas he partnered with American Legion to create Morris Township's Hometown Heroes, honoring our veterans. And whereas Mr. Gyorfy also served the community, continues to serve the community as a longtime volunteer firefighter with the Hillside Hose Company #1. And whereas Mr. Gyorfy resigned from the Township Committee effective February 6, 2026, to accept a position in the office of Governor Mikey Sherrill. And whereas the Township Committee desires to formally acknowledge his dedicated service to the township and its residents and extend best wishes in his future endeavors. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Morris, County of Morris, State of New Jersey, that it hereby expresses sincere gratitude and appreciation to Mark J. Gyorfy for his service and contributions to Morris Township and wishes him continued success. So at this time, Sue, would you please On behalf of the Township Committee, we would like to present Mark with a key to the city, to the Township of Morris. Before you get to say anything, we do have a couple other people here. So at this time, Assemblywoman Sweeney, do you want to come forward? Okay, get that out of your way. That's yours. This is mine. So here, why don't you come around this side?
I wish I knew. I would have got out of your.
No, that's okay. And just a
Come on,
second.
give a speech. You ready?
No,
Sure.
I just got an email.
Oh, okay, so we were waiting to see, Assemblywoman is maybe gonna make it, but she's not. But, anyway, we'll read this, but you can hold this, because Marissa, this is from the legislative 25th. No, it's not for you. Dear Mark, we wanted to congratulate you on your wonderful career serving on the Morris Township Committee and on your new role as Chief of Staff for the Department of Insurance and Banking. For the last 8 years, you have helped strengthen the community by supporting local projects, building partnerships with local organizations, and advancing initiatives that improve the quality of life for Morris Township residents. Your work has made a lasting impact on the township and the people who call it home. Your commitment to public service and to the people of Morris Township will undoubtedly serve you well as you embark on this new role. On behalf of Legislative District 25, we are pleased to recognize your public service and have prepared an official ceremonial resolution to acknowledge your career as mayor and a member of the Township Committee. Best wishes for continued success in your new role. Sincerely, Senator Anthony M. Bucco, Assemblywoman Aura K. Dunn, and Assemblywoman Marissa Sweeney. So, congratulations. And Assemblywoman, would you like to make any remarks? Or
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I will.
go, you go.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know that I was going to be up here. I would have changed out of my yoga clothes for this. So sorry about that. Mark, it's really something special to have you in the administration with Mikey Sherrill, especially. I feel like you're the hometown hero here, somebody that can represent us here in Morris County. I live 10 minutes away from here, so like the idea, like it really is like this homegrown hero that we have. And I think you set an example for a lot of local people here, like that it can be done, that there is a path to moving up and to realizing dreams and to making things what you hope them to be on a higher level, and to be part of that in a really special way in government. So we're all really lucky to have you. It's unfortunate that we're losing you on the town council, but we're getting you in a bigger, more impactful role, and I think we're all lucky for it. So thank you. Yes.
By the way, the planning commission over there.
So, again, we're going to make you hold off before you can say anything. So the first thing we're going to do, though, is we will go down the dais. We have a couple other speakers that have asked to speak, and they'll come forward. But I think we'll start actually with Committeeman Grazel.
Hi. Hello, Mark. It's been since 2018 when you and I ran together, and I was honored to run with you and serve with you. And as the mayor said, we always looked to you and saw that there was a lot of potential. And it's really great to see you moving up, helping the state, moving up from Morris Township and helping the broader community at the state level to do the good work of the administration. Best of luck to you and the entire administration fixing so many problems in the state. I think your division is in good hands, and I wish you all the best and look forward to seeing you around town.
Committeeman Ravitz.
Thank you, Mayor. I think a testament to Mark's work is all sitting here right in the room with his brothers and sisters in the department, members of the Morris County and the Morris Township Democratic Committee, and the wonderful dignitaries who had sent letters. So I will certainly echo all of that, but in my own words, I'll say there are some people that are just born politicians, and Bill and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama are just a couple of them that immediately come to mind. And few of us get to meet such people, and I have. Mark Gyorfy is one of them. Mark is a kingmaker, and that's for sure. As his deputy mayor, I learned the good and the bad side of politics. In other words, I learned a lot from Mark. And I'm thankful I did, because it opened my eyes from being a naive activist to a seasoned activist/politician. Mark was part of a team that was instrumental in transforming the Township Committee from red to blue and righting so many wrongs of the past generations. His accomplishments during those years have been instrumental to where we find ourselves in our township today, and that is under good stewardship. When Mark called me to tell me that he was resigning to take a position in Governor Sherrill's administration, I told him I wasn't surprised and that he was destined to follow her to the White House one day. He's playing in a bigger league now, and though I doubt he'll ever be far from Morris Township politics, I wish him luck in the bigger leagues. Thank you, Mark, for your service to the community.
Committeeman Jonnada, Deputy Mayor Jonnada.
Thank you. Mark, I'm grateful for your dedication to your hometown, both as a firefighter and then in holding elected office as a township committeeman. You have been effective, as many have acknowledged here, although you are the same age as my son. But in spite of that, you have been an inspiration to me during my time on the committee, and you have given support and guidance for me, which I appreciate. We will all miss you here, but we know you're going to do great things for our state. Also, this is farewell to a fellow Morristown High alumnus and a welcome to another one, Samantha Rothman. Thank you.
Thank you. Committeewoman Rothman.
Mark, I have to say that beyond being a capable politician, as Bud said, and an admirable leader, you're a good human. And that means more than anything. To be a true leader, you have to have integrity and heart and genuinely care about your community and put yourself before others. And that to me is exactly what you do. I think everything that you've done for the community, both, volunteering for the fire department, volunteering here, has been an act of love for your neighbors. And I just have so much respect for that. In hearing behind the scenes how you got things accomplished, I have a lot to learn. I will be calling you. I am humbled and honored to be sitting where you sat, and I look forward to many conversations in the future. Good luck with everything.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to welcome former Mayor Kathy Wilson to the podium for remarks.
I'll face this way.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kathy Wilson, and I did serve on the Township Committee with Mark from 2019 to 2023. I'm thrilled to be here tonight to honor Mark and to recognize his many contributions to our town. Mark and I first met, it was about 10 years ago, I think, right? At that time, Mark was living in Washington, D.C. He was working in Congress as a legislative staffer for then New Jersey Congressman Albio Ceres. Mark's advisory responsibilities in that role included Homeland Security, Veterans Affairs, and Financial Services. One day, as Mark was watching the floor debate in the House of Representatives, he was stunned to realize that our then CD11 Congressman, Rodney Frelinghuysen, was advocating for a bill that would make it easier for people with mental illness to purchase firearms. Having followed local politics in Morris Township from afar for several years, Mark decided to reach out and let me know what was going on. I'm so glad you did that. Through emails and phone calls, Mark gave me a complete briefing on this issue. Summary, background, bullet points, recommended next steps. I took Mark's suggestions and I turned them into one of my op-eds. That piece, in turn, was published in the local press and helped give our residents an early heads up on an issue of widespread concern. And with that, Mark and I were in touch, and our tag team pattern of working together began. In 2018, as the then chair of the Morris Township Democratic Committee, I was all over recruiting Mark to run for Township Committee. By then, he had left Washington and had moved back to Morris Township. Mark was a fantastic candidate. Except for his time in Washington, he had lived in Morris Township his whole life. Having served as a volunteer in our fire department since I believe you were 16, is that right? Mark knew every neighborhood in our town like the back of his hand. Even in his mid-20s, Mark had deep roots with the people, the character, and the history of our town. After Mark and Jeff won this election, Mark became the youngest person ever in the history of our town to serve on the Township Committee, and also later the youngest mayor ever. In the years that followed, as one of his colleagues on the Township Committee, I was astonished by the skills and energy that Mark brought to this work. His professional background with communication and legislation was a huge asset. One of the first projects I remember working on with Mark was developing a communication plan for the years ahead. Mark took the lead on this project. He initiated the meetings. He invited and synthesized input and ideas from many different people. He produced a written plan that was super helpful in guiding our ongoing efforts to improve communication with residents. Having worked on my own to initiate video coverage of Township Committee meetings in Morris Township, I was especially grateful for this plan's support to expand our video coverage to include planning board and zoning board meetings and other large public information meetings as well. Over the years, Mark spearheaded our work on a countless number of ordinances and resolutions that advanced our initiatives on topics such as land use, the environment, and transportation. Mark also played a key role in many, many other initiatives, including the development of our Senior Citizens Advisory Committee, as mentioned, our Hometown Heroes Initiative, of course, his work with Mikey Sherrill to bring federal dollars to Morris Township to support the renovation of the Collinsville Playground, and many other things as well. It's hard to believe that this is just a partial list of all the different projects and impacts that Mark brought to our town during the 8 years, I believe it was 8 years you served on the Township Committee. This is an extraordinary set of accomplishments for anyone of any age, let alone someone who's still in their early 30s. Mark is truly an amazing human being. I'm so glad you decided to reach out to me all those years ago. Earlier today, I spoke with Peter Mancuso. He asked me to mention that he joins all of us who are here tonight in thanking Mark for the many contributions to our town. Peter also joins all of us in wishing you the best as you continue your service in Trenton and who knows where after that in the years ahead. Congratulations and huge thanks from all of us.
If we could now have the Morris County Democratic Chairperson, Darcy Drager, come up, please.
Oh, yeah, it's always so. Could be a lot.
Oh, sorry, Kathy was looking for these. Not hers. There you go.
Well, I like to make it a rule to never speak after Kathy because I can never match her eloquence. So I will just be brief. It's really great to see young whippersnappers like Mark Gyorfy succeed against his youth and all other odds. It is a privilege to recognize him. He has not only been a great friend, but also a smart, steady, and thoughtful leader within Morris Township and within the county as a whole. Many of us have relied on his advice and guidance over the years. And as we have all heard, he has been the township's youngest mayor. He has had a huge impact on the community with advancing initiatives on sustainability, community engagement, and public safety. And he has consistently shown unwavering dedication to both his community and our shared values. He is truly a role model for everyone with his commitment to public service. As far as the Morris County Democratic Committee goes, Mark has just been an invaluable voice for myself as a chair, for our new electeds, for our municipal chairs, giving us insight into the processes that go on with elected governance, advice in how to run, advice in how to deal with complicated, complex issues. His clear and reasoned guidance in helping his contributions have strengthened our local government and party, and his presence will be deeply missed. And at the same time, we are excited to see him take on his new challenges as Chief of Staff at the New Jersey Banking and Insurance Department. I am deeply jealous with a background in regulatory compliance implementation. This just really sounds dreamy to me. I don't know how many people here like the words banking and insurance that are just like, but I know that he is just going to go there and he is going to bring the same intelligence, compassion, heart, and talent to Trenton. And I am really excited to see what you do next. So, Mark, thank you so much.
I do want to recognize here tonight, we do have the Morris Township Democratic Chair, George Quillen is here, as well as Morris Plains Mayor Jason Carr. If either of you or anyone from the audience would like to come forward and you have any remarks, please feel free to do so.
Jason Carr, Mayor of Morris Plains, and Mark, it's been a pleasure working with you on your tenure here on the dais for Morris Township. We worked very well together. You called me, I called you. We had a great relationship. The fire and the passion that you brought on behalf of the residents of Morris Township to meetings or events or issues was unprecedented. So the residents of Morris Plains or Morris Township are losing that, but the residents of the state are gaining that. So the only thing I can say is look out the banks and insurance companies.
Yeah, I know.
Is there anybody else? Leo, would you like to come? He's like, can I get out of here? So, Mark, at this time, I would like to turn the mic over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. Hi, everyone. Sorry to keep you past 7:30 for the folks who are here for the swearing in and for Sam swearing in. And thank you, Mayor Guariglia, for putting everything together and everyone who came out tonight. For those who have followed me or follow the Township Committee or have been in meetings when I was mayor, know that I value time a lot and I value our residents' time. And sorry, I'm trying to just adjust this. And I don't like to waste people's time. And whether it was for me running my meetings as efficiently as I could, or sending out my mayor's newsletter, using smart brevity and just keep giving you only the facts you need to know, and not trying to, belabor any points or anything like that. I really just am grateful for the time that I've gotten from so many residents. That I want to talk a bit tonight, and I'm going to keep you here a little bit longer because so many people gave time out of their lives for me to get me to where I am today. And I want to make sure they know that how much I appreciate that. First, I'd like to thank my wife, Kelly, who has been my biggest supporter. Kelly and I have been together since high school. We've been together over half our lives. And she, aside from being a two-term first lady of Morris Township, has put up with 7 years of me being home maybe once or twice a week at night because I was doing fire department training, or I was in meetings here, or township committee meetings, or advisory committee meetings, or political events, or community events. I wouldn't have been able to do this if it weren't for Kelly's saint-like patience with me, her support, and her brutally honest feedback on my performance every step of the way. She is every reason why our 2-year-old son, Leo, is becoming everything we've ever dreamed our son to be. So thank you, Kelly, for everything. Thank you to my family who is here with me tonight up front, my parents, Barbara and John, who have always supported me no matter what I've ever wanted to do. After the Township Democratic Committee meeting, before it was when I was decided to run for Township Committee working with Kathy, I went home and told my mom, I think I'm running for Township Committee. And she said, well, do you have to? And a family that was very apolitical and never wanted to get involved all of a sudden were sprung into action to write letters to their neighbors, tell their friends, make phone calls for me, host phone banks, and raise money. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for everything you've done for raising me here in Morris Township and teaching me everything that I've learned. Yes. I have my Uncle Johnny here as well, who is the reason why I got involved in politics. He helped prep me for my first debate in 8th grade history class at Assumption School for the whatever presidential race there was that year. Thank you, Uncle Johnny, for everything. Thank you, Uncle Conrad, for your support. Uncle Conrad grew up in Jersey City under Frank Hague, so anyone who knows politics knows what kind of, I guess, not necessarily the governments who epitomize, but my Uncle Conrad really spurred my interest in a lot of things, and he's always been a huge supporter of mine. So thank you, Uncle Conrad, for being here. My mother-in-law, Kathy, I've known since high school as well. It was interesting dating Kelly in high school and Kathy being a high school teacher in the same school. So that was fun. But thank you, Kathy, for everything. And I know I have family online too. My sister and my brother are online, who've always kept me honest throughout my life. And also my Aunt Sue too, who wrote a lot of postcards to township residents on my behalf during my campaigns. Thank you, Mayor Guariglia, for everything and our partnership. Donna and I ran together, and she was the best running mate I could ever had. Her and I were always on the same page. We were no nonsense. We didn't waste anyone's time. We knew what we wanted to do. We were effective, and we worked really well together. And I'm so happy that you're continuing to lead the Township Committee in Morris Township. Thank you for everything and for your partnership. Okay. Good night, Leo. Leo's bedtime was 7 o'clock. He's a little grouchy, and I will be waking up at 5 tomorrow morning when he wakes up. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff and I have worked together for a long time. Jeff and I, while we were first adversaries in our primary in 2018, we came together and we worked together to win in the general election. Thank you, Jeff, for everything that you've done and taught me in Morris Township politics and on the Township Committee. It's been a great partnership. Thank you, Bud, for everything as well. Bud and I sat through endless meetings with the Parks and Rec Department and our consultants on the Collinsville Playground site plan and everything, dealing with the Parks and Rec Department. Thank you, Bud, for all of your hard work and determination on our township, on behalf of the township, and for sitting through all of our meetings on Friday mornings at 8 a.m., which I did before I had to go to work at 9, sitting there with Tim Quinn. So thank you very much for that. Steve, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you, and I've really enjoyed your perspective on the township from a historical preservation perspective and an environmental perspective. You've always had extremely thoughtful feedback and advice for us. And I'm just so grateful to have been able to serve with you. And Sam, congratulations. I'm extremely happy for you. I probably asked Sam to run for Township Committee maybe 7 times, so 8th time's the charm. Thank you, Sam, for everything, and looking forward to seeing everything that you do and accomplish. I also just want to thank all my colleagues on the volunteer boards and committees that I've worked with over the years, from the Planning Board, the Parks and Rec Board, the Transportation Advisory Committee. And I would not have started this journey in public office if it weren't for Kathy Wilson, who obviously just spoke, but she gave you a little background on on how we got to know each other. And Kathy encouraged me to run in 2018, shortly after I moved back. And she has had, without a doubt, a lasting legacy on our governing body since we took the majority several years ago. Not only all the work she did recruiting candidates, leading our party, organizing volunteers, building up a base for candidates like myself to be successful. Kathy, I owe a lot of this to you, and several people on the dais also do. So thank you for everything you've done, all the countless meetings you've been in and sleepless nights you've had. Thank you for everything, Kathy. I'll never forget on election night in 2018, Kathy and I and 10 other volunteers were phone banking the hour before the polls closed. And I remember sitting there with you and Peter Gallerstein and George Quillen. Jeannie, you might have been there, Diane Hall, and probably Melanie, and we were all just calling every single person on our call list. And at the same time, my mom was having a phone bank with my uncles and our friends, my brother's friends, everyone we knew. And I've never had a feeling like that in the world, where people are just taking time out of their days to support you. So thank you, Kathy, for everything that you've done to get me to where I am today. I also want to thank my treasurer. She's not here. She never wants, she doesn't like attention, but anyone who's run for office knows the toughest thing to do is to find a treasurer who will actually manage your money and file your ELEC reports so you don't get locked up in prison. Sharon was phenomenal, and all she doesn't want any recognition. She just wants to be the treasurer, and that's her contributions. Thank you, Sharon, for everything you've done for me over the past 8 years and doing all the work you have behind the scenes. You and John have always been tremendous supporters of mine. Thank you. And thank you to all the Township Democratic Committee members who are here in Morris County committee members. You really are like another family to me. We have all known each other for some time now, and I just value your friendship so much, and all the time you put together for me and on behalf of me. Thank you for everything. I mentioned brutal honesty a little bit before. And I think it's safe to say I get the most unfiltered and unsolicited feedback from my brothers and sisters in the fire department, especially my friends at Hillside Hose Company. And I'm glad David Schuster was here is here tonight, because I get all of it from him most of the time. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. You want to know why we're all asked to be here tonight. So thank you for keeping me honest. I can always count on my firefighters to let me know what they think about the town and what they think is happening. And while I had to recuse myself from fire department matters from the dais, I am proud that I was able to work as the OEM liaison to advance the purchase of the life-saving Lucas system and devices that our firefighters and police officers now have to use for CPR emergencies. In addition to supporting this much-needed funding for this device that I know is used very frequently, and I know Mike Zucker had a lot to do with it, obviously, with Chief Nunn. There are other things that we did for the fire department that I am proud to have supported indirectly, from fixing roofs that have leaked at our fire stations for years and years, to replacing siding, to working with the Cheryl administration to use our American Rescue Plan funding to fund our ladder truck replacement years ago. I obviously feel a huge connection with the fire department and my brothers and sisters. And there are things that, while I'm up here, I want people to know, because not a lot of people do. And that's that firefighters have a higher rates of cancer diagnosis and mortality than the general US population, significantly. And that's largely driven by exposures from carcinogens, but not necessarily from fire scenes. It's from exposures just through their day-to-day work. They can be from overhauling on a scene. They could just be around the toxic chemicals that are around the fire stations that we have to use. And most, concerning to me is they get exposed to PFAs, forever chemicals, from the very gear they wear every day. And I am grateful for the Township Committee for be supporting the replacement of the turnout gear that our firefighters, both paid and unpaid, wear. And I ask for your continued support to replace this gear that our firefighters are exposed to day in and day out. We ask our volunteers to show up for free to save our taxpayers money. We owe it to them to fund gear that's not going to get them sick. I'd also just like to say our firefighters as well, a lot of times go out on the rig alone. We are in a volunteer crisis in the state and in this country. We have our professional firefighters who go out, sometimes alone on the rig, to a medical call on the highway, and they need support. And sometimes it's just them at 4 a.m. in the pitch black, running into a house or going to a medical scene, and it's not a guarantee that someone's going to be there anytime soon. I have tremendous respect for everyone here from the fire department, and you will continue to have my support now that I'm not, even though I'm not on the Township Committee anymore. So thank you for everything that you all do day in and day out. I'd like to thank the mayors around the Township Committee, or that are from around our neighboring towns. Mayor Jason Carr, who's here, thank you so much for all your partnership. It's been truly a pleasure to work with you over the years, whether it was just local issues, dealing with the little leagues, or public funding, or trying to do shared services work. Thank you for all of your partnership. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you. And I also want to thank Mayors Daugherty and Gallagher as well, who couldn't be here tonight. I worked a lot with the 3 other mayors over the past several years, along with Mayor Guariglia, since when I wasn't mayor anymore, on a really important issue that I know is brought back to light, which is lead water lines being replaced that are going into our homes. And whether you're in a neighborhood affected or not, the fact is we have towns in New Jersey who are having their lead and galvanized water lines replaced at no expense to the homeowners. But our own public water utility, which is governed by a board that we appoint, has decided that our residents should pay for the $12,000 or so cost themselves, and that they will not help fund this project. And I've been outraged by this for years. I know Mayor Gallagher has as well, and Mayor Daugherty. And I've just been absolutely delighted to work with those mayors, along with Mayor Guariglia, and with the support of the Township Committee, to fight our very own water utility, who says literally in our meetings, they don't report to the towns, the board reports to the utility. And it's just absolutely outrageous that in 2026, we have families and folks on fixed incomes in Morris Township and in Morristown, Hanover, and Morris Plains that have lead water lines going to their homes, and their own public utility says we are not going to pay for that. It's absolutely outrageous, and I appreciate all the support from the mayors to continue fighting back on the water utility. I'm almost done, not really, but I said I value everyone's town. I know. So I ran back in 2018 because I wanted Morris Township to have as many opportunities for our children now that I had growing up here. And I hope that my contributions on the Township Committee have a lasting impact on the town we all know and love. I am proud to have worked with my colleagues, the Township staff, and volunteers over the past years to rebuild the Collinsville Playground with over $2 million in federal and state township funding, much of that due to the work of Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill and her staff. I was proud to partner with Senator Bucco to secure the old Jean Street School at a discounted rate from the state so that we can build a community center. I was proud to work on securing state funding to allow the township to purchase our first senior citizens bus, which I believe should be coming in the next few months, I think.
It's at the dealer.
It's at the dealer. This is something that our seniors have asked for a long time because we have people out there who just want to get to the grocery store or go to their doctor's appointments. And I'm so proud that we're going to be able to have a mode of transportation for them. And I'm grateful for the Township Committee for funding in this year's budget the salary for the senior to have a dedicated driver to that bus. So thank you for that. I'm proud to have brought in state funding to help with the design work of the community center and to also dedicate funding to restoring our neighborhood tree canopies with over 500 trees planted across the township. Lastly, I am most proud of the projects that I've led to honor those who most deserve it in our community, our veteran community. The men and women of the American Legion Post 59 and the Memorial and Veterans Day Association are one of the biggest and clearest examples of why the community we live in is so great. One of my first projects as a committee member for the veterans was to bring veteran parking spaces to our township facilities as a simple way to thank those who served. As mayor, I worked with many of the men and women from the Legion to establish our Hometown Heroes banner program, which has been a tremendous success, honoring our community's heroes twice a year in the months of May and November. Thank you to Annalise Rush from the administrator's office for handling all of the administrative work with this program. Thank you to our firehouses, who a lot of the volunteer companies contributed to honor their own members with the banner program, as well as some of our unions, as well as our residents. Lastly, helping dedicate the ball field at Green Park after Captain Brian McNally is without a doubt the most humbling project and experience I had during my 7 years on the Township Committee. Being joined by the McNally family, their friends and neighbors, along with troopers on horseback, our first responders, and the First Lady, was truly an honor to share that moment with Brian and his family, and was a fitting tribute to someone who grew up in the neighborhood and demonstrated to kids now and in the future what it means to be a true leader. None of this work could have been completed alone, and none of it could have been completed without our township staff. Thank you, Tim Quinn, our township administrator, whom much of the burden falls on every single day to get the work done. Thank you for your partnership. Thank you for meeting with me every Friday morning at 8 a.m. And thank you for the countless nights and weekends you work on behalf of our residents year after year after year. Thank you for everything. Thank you to our attorney, Jared Cantor, our clerk, Suzanne Walsh, our video crew in the back, Greg, Pete, Mike, and Jack. I'm not sure who's here tonight, but thank you. Virginia Murphy and Annalise Rush from the administrator's office, our CFO, Sean Ferguson, Bill Fulsch from Parks and Rec, Alexis Voley, Tim Hanfelt. Thank you, Chief Mike Nunn and Chief Shearer, for all your work with me and Chief and OEM Director Dan Nunn. And thank you to all of our staff who do so much for our township. And again, year after year, with health benefit cost increases going up, continue to do our township's work. We raise our tax rate, but they still keep taking home less money every year because of how expensive health insurance is. Thank you to our public servants who are here day in and day out. Before I wrap up, I did forget to recognize the dignitaries who are here, which is a big no-no for politicians. So I'm still learning, bud. But I wanted to recognize my new boss, the Commissioner of the Banking and Insurance Department of the State of New Jersey, Susan Ox, who's here tonight. Thank you for being here. There's a lot of people who want to meet you, so please don't leave. Thank you, Assemblywoman Sweeney, for being here. It is awesome to call you Assemblywoman Sweeney. Congratulations. We are so happy to have you in Trenton, and I'm looking forward to working with you during normal business hours as opposed to outside of business hours. Thank you. And again, thank you, Mayor Carr, and everyone else who's come. It has been an absolute pleasure. I never thought I would run for local office. I never thought I would be mayor. And I've never thought I'd be able to work with so many wonderful people over the past 7 years. It was not always easy. We had a lot of challenging times. We've had a lot of challenging meetings, but I am truly grateful for the friendship and partnership I've had with everyone here. I've learned so much from you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. And it's 8 o'clock, so I think that's enough. Thank you very much.
At this time, we'll take a really quick, maybe 3 to 5 minute at the most break, so that as much as I know many of you would love to stay and sit through the rest of the Township Committee meeting, family members and those who do have to go, please feel free to do so.
I want to run for the
At this time, we have one proclamation on the agenda. Women's History Month, March of 2026. Leading the change, women shaping a sustainable future. I'm not going to read through the entire proclamation at this time. What I'll do is I'll read the last two whereases due to the fact that we had so much activity early on. And then we'll move on with the rest of our agenda. Whereas throughout New Jersey and here in Morris Township, women continue to strengthen our community through public service, volunteerism, education, leadership, and advocacy, helping to improve the quality of our residents and inspire future generations. And whereas the Morris Township Committee recognizes the importance of acknowledging the achievements and contributions of women, past and present, and supporting continued opportunities for women and girls to lead and thrive. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Morris Township Committee hereby proclaims March 2026 as Women's History Month in Morris Township and encourages all of our residents to celebrate the accomplishments of women throughout history and within our community. I do want to mention that on March 24th at 9 a.m. here at Town Hall, the Morris Township Committee will be honoring our town-wide women's staff's achievements and their contributions to our community and thank them for what they have done here in the township to shape and sustain a brighter future for all of our residents. So that'll be a nice celebration right here at Town Hall. The entire Township Committee is invited to be there and thank all of our women that serve the township, including our police, fire, emergency responders, and everybody who works here in the building.
That's wonderful.
We're ready for our first public commentary. There are 8 attendees joining us via Zoom and probably about 30 here in person. At this time, we will open the meeting for public comment. We'll begin with comments from those present in the room, followed by participants joining on Zoom. If you have a question on Zoom and you wish to speak, please use the raise hand feature. Before speaking, please state your name and whether or not you're a resident. For the record, comments are limited to 5 minutes per resident. And if you have questions and would like a response, any remaining time will be yielded back to you. Is there a motion to open the public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Schachtner?
Charlie Schachter, 10 Raleigh Court. Good evening. As some of you on the dais already know, I've attended each of the last township meetings since December to raise concerns about the public health impact of gas-powered leaf blowers. Tonight, I have 3 updates to give you. First update is that, as I've mentioned earlier, I am circulating a petition which calls on the township to regulate gas leaf blowers in any manner. That petition now has 135 signatures and continues to grow. Second update, I presented this issue to the Environmental Commission last month. I gave them the same presentation that I requested to give to this Township Committee, and I remain eager to do so. The mayor and committee person Jonnada attended as liaisons. The discussion was thoughtful and constructive. Questions were raised and concerns were addressed, and the public input included both support and opposition. But I will note that even the resident who opposed the regulation acknowledged that a seasonal restriction would be reasonable and acceptable. I believe that reflects where many residents are at, and that brings me to my third update. As you all know, I am a member of the Environmental Commission, and as such, I am working to organize what I'm calling a Quiet Summer 2026 initiative. This initiative basically would be a voluntary effort encouraging residents and landscapers to refrain from using gas leaf blowers during the months of May through August. This is when people are most outdoors and windows are open and children are home from school. It is also when leaf blowers are primarily used for clearing grass clippings from hard surfaces such as driveways and sidewalks. In these cases, there are simpler, quieter, and non-polluting alternatives, such as electric leaf blowers, brooms, rakes, or even just letting clippings dry and disperse naturally. That is what I do on my own property. I'm asking the Township Committee to support this initiative by helping raise awareness through the municipal messenger, a press release, and social media. I have presented a flyer as well as a letter that residents could share with landscapers, with the mayor, and I'm hoping she will share that with all of you. And again, I would urge you to consider this initiative, again, purely voluntary. It would be simply to make our summer quieter and safer and healthier for everyone. And thank you for your time as always. And let me know if you have any questions. And I yield back the rest of my time.
Thank you, Charlie. And I did get, I will get it. I just got your email that had the flyer attached, so I will get that out to the other Township Committee members.
Thank you so
very much.
Thank you.
Mayor, could I make a comment?
Yes, absolutely.
So I just wanted to let the public know that I recently learned that when we talk about gas leaf blowers, we're not talking actually about all gas leaf blowers. It's just the handheld and the backpack kinds of leaf blowers. The kinds that you push on the ground, I didn't realize were four-stroke engines, which don't pollute as much as the two-stroke engines from the backpack. So when we talk about banning leaf blowers, because I know there's been pushback from homeowners on large properties about maintaining their property, the push behind leaf blowers would not be part of that ban if we considered it. And that's new learning that I learned just in the last couple of weeks.
That is, and Charlie does explain that in his presentations that he's done in his whole,
There are alternatives that are much safer and much healthier.
Yeah.
Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you, Charlie, for that. That was very informative. One of the things Charlie and I had met a short time ago about this very issue, and as somebody that, as a power walker outdoors, especially during the heavy leaf blowing season, it's not only obnoxious in the sound, but also in the exhaust, which is that exhaust is very unhealthy for the actual users of the two-stroke leaf blowers. A much better alternative, and I think that is something that the Township Committee can get behind on our social media, would be to mulch our leaves, especially in the fall season, where it's actually better for the soil. It has less impact, and it actually helps build up the earth over years. So much better alternatives to just blowing leaves and littering our streets and clogging our sewers. So thank you.
And if I may just add, that would also reduce the number of leaves that are brought to the street for collection by the township, and thus reduce costs for the township as well.
Thank you.
If
Thank
I
you.
could follow up on that. So I live next door to my parents. Between the two of us, we're on 6 acres, so it's a large property. And we do not cut our own grass. We told our landscapers, you cannot use gas powered. So they actually, when they come, they do use the electric ones now. So customers can also make that request. Additionally, you'll never see leaves at our curb, ever. all of our leaves, we mulch. We use them on our flower beds. We turn them into what's called leaf mold by piling them, and they break down, and it's the best garden amendment you can get. When you put your leaves at the curb, you're actually giving away the nutrients of your property. So if you're into gardening or just into a beautiful green lawn, I encourage you to actually just keep your leaves.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your support.
Also, I wanted to add, Charlie Schachter, even though he's a member of the Environmental Commission, is doing this as a private citizen. So I encourage anybody else who has something they want to do, you can do something as a private citizen to come to the Township Committee and inform us about that. Thanks, Charlie.
Hi, hello? Okay. Hi, my name is Dylan Medici. I am not a resident of Morris Township. I'm the Director of Outreach and Education for the New Jersey Highlands Coalition. We've been working with the Rutgers University Water Resource Center on a federal pass-through grant through NJDEP to install green infrastructure projects, for example, rain gardens, pollinator gardens, and bioswales within the Speedwell Lake watershed to mitigate for stormwater runoff and flooding and to enhance water quality and quantity within the watershed, which has a high proportion of impervious surface coverage. So we've been working with the Environmental Commission to identify some possible sites within the municipality that might suit these kinds of projects. And on the recommendations, we took a look at a few locations, and last week we conducted a initial survey of one site at Ketch Road Field that's particularly suitable for a rain garden project due to the steep slopes coming off of Ketch Road, poor infiltration of water due to high levels of impervious surface coverage from the nearby parking lot and roadway, and a proposed housing development that is going to be adjacent to the park. And it'll help mitigate excessive standing water during times of rain that reduce use of the park. So this grant program that we're working on covers the entire cost of planning, design, site surveys, which includes mapping of the water table, topography, and soil analysis for these projects. And construction of what we have initially surveyed to be potentially a 1,355 square foot project that would mitigate 5,400 square feet of impervious surface coverage from those nearby areas, which would be maintained entirely through the use of volunteers, requiring no ongoing commitment from the municipality for its maintenance. So what we're looking for coming to the town council tonight is if the town is agreeable to working on this kind of project, and if so, passing a resolution in nominal support of doing the survey work for it to see if it is indeed a compatible project that the town actually wants, and in collaborating with us in hosting this project, which will not only improve the water quality and quantity in the town, and particularly in the sub-watershed that it's located in, which is a sub-watershed that has a net water availability deficit and comes under the provisions of the Highlands Regional Master Plan for water quality and quantity planning. But it'll also be an aesthetically pleasing project that will attract pollinator insects and bird species to this public park that has 2 playgrounds and a soccer field. So it will provide a public benefit as well as the actual water provisions. So I was made aware by the Environmental Commission and your mayor and deputy mayor that the town's currently evaluating developing a residential community adjacent to this park. And this project would, be of a benefit to that because that development is going to increase the amount of impervious surface coverage within the sub-watershed, and this will offset some of that. And there are some uncertainties about expanding the right-of-way of that road that goes in there to accommodate access to this community through the park. If the town is amenable to, working with us on this project, this would be accommodated for in a design produced by Dr. Chris Abrupta at Rutgers University to ensure that this project is both, going to have the maximum impact of offsetting impervious surface coverage and is also compatible with the expected and current use of the park. And there were also some concerns at the Environmental Commission meeting last week that I attended that there are some concerns about what the town's obligation for the project would be. And in fact, this project would be maintained by volunteers, either through the New Jersey Highlands Coalition's network of volunteers or with existing community groups to maintain this project. So we would actually be looking for a commitment of not maintaining the project if it was built. So not mowing it, not fertilizing it, as long as it's left to grow and mature. We've built several other projects in the area, including a project of similar size at Turkey Brook Park in Mount Olive, and in collaboration with the municipality's Parks Department and town administrator, which I'm happy to share if the town is interested in pursuing the project.
30 seconds.
Thank you. So this this grant program ends in June of this year, and we're looking for the town to be amenable to working with this project and working with us in Rutgers University to build it and improve water quality and quantity for the people who live in Morris Township. So I have an initial survey of the site, as well as some of the conditions that I took a look at of last week that shows what happens when it rains in the park. So I can provide this to, I guess, the town clerk. Or whoever.
Appreciate that. I thought, though, at the Environmental Commission meeting, you said there was a deadline. Like, that didn't you say you had two?
Yeah, so the deadline is basically we want to have projects identified and designed by May, and the grant deadline itself.
But there wasn't like a 2-week deadline that there had to be a commitment? Did I hear that wrong?
We're looking for towns to commit as to whether they want to move forward with this or not. The actual design work takes about 4 to 8 weeks, and the project ends in May.
Okay.
We don't own the property.
I thought it was owned by the municipality and managed
No,
by the
sir,
Parks
it's owned by
Department.
the county.
Okay. Huh. Good to know.
Okay.
You can leave that, though. You can leave that with the clerk if you'd like. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Mayor.
How are
Hello,
you?
Nice to meet. Well, nice to see you again.
Hi, and you had.
Yes. So just really quick, my name is Gabrielle Wells. I live in Morris Township. I actually live in Collinsville. I live directly across from Collinsville Playground, which has been mentioned multiple times tonight, if you guys all remember. I want to address everyone because I know that there's several people that are here to address the Collinsville Playground situation. Actually, just a really quick backstory. When I first met the mayor, I had just had my son. So the project and my son are actually the same age. So if that, this just happens when you see how large my child is, that's how large this project has become. Living directly across the street from Collinsville Playground has not only been a joy, but also like a very exciting process. The issue now is the frustration that builds because when I bring my son home from school, obviously he wants to get on the slide and there are gates there. And there are people who do go into the playground who are escorted out by the police. My goal at this point is for my son to have somewhere that he can play throughout the summer, where, as everyone knows, gas prices are extremely high right now. And so for me to have to drive to another town or the other side of town in order for my son to play is very frustrating. My son is literally 2 years old. You guys have been on this project for the last 2 years. And I not only want to know when the project is going to be done, but then also when are the gates coming down? What can we expect? Because I literally have watched you guys go step by step. I've talked to the owner of the construction company. He made, comments about the fact that the park would be ready by the new year. We're now in March, and I'm concerned that this is not going to not only be open this year, but it won't be open until next summer. And anyone who has a 2-year-old or who has a toddler understands, or grandchildren or godchildren understands that not only is it important for your children to have somewhere to go, you want it to be close. So if you need to run home or whatever else, it's important. The last thing I do want to mention is the fact that Mark, the former mayor, and Kelly and I all went to high school together. We actually graduated high school together, and our children are the same age.
Yep.
So you could imagine, as little Leo is getting antsy in the meeting, so is my son. It's extremely past his bedtime, but it's very important that I address you because me and you have had a face-to-face conversation about it.
Yes, and I hope that he grows up and realizes how great his mom is and that you brought him to the meeting to fight for something that you feel he should have access to.
Thank you.
That being said, the playground, the gates are coming down. I thought it was within 2 weeks.
Yeah, the gates will be coming down.
And before, Tim, go ahead, but what I just want to say is I just found out too, if it's possible, is it right that the week after is the schools are off? Right.
Yes, spring
So
break, yes.
I just found that out, and I did mention that to Alexis, but too, if there's any way we can try to, because if the kids are off.
Right.
But go ahead, you give the.
Yeah, the gates are coming down, the equipment and everything else has been moved out.
Yes.
There's only one section that we still have to do,
And that is the surfacing, the top surface for the basketball court, which will be done when the weather breaks. So we'll need a little bit of time on that one.
So is that just the painting? Because there is,
It's a coating that goes on top.
okay,
That we had to wait till the spring because of the weather. It has to be put down at a certain temperature. It has to be 55 degrees steadily. So until we get to that point, and then they'll put down the coating on that. And then we have to do the final on the bathhouse of getting the permits finalized. But that can't be done until we put water and electric into it again.
But
before the break.
so just to answer that, they actually cut in front of my house in order to bring a water line.
Right, but it was winterized. We had to winterize it because of the weather month, so the pipes don't break.
Okay.
So once the weather breaks, we can open up. There's no heat in there that are going to keep those pipes from freezing and breaking. So once the weather breaks, hopefully in April, we'll be able to finalize that with turning on the power and the water for the bathhouse and opening up the bathhouse, along with doing the top coating for the playground, the basketball court, and then the project for the Collinsville section will be done.
So do you realize that the lights in the playground do come on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what power is missing?
The bathhouse.
Okay, so right now the playground is closed because of the coating that needs to be put onto the basketball court, the bathrooms being finalized, and the water not freezing to go into.
And there was hazards in there with equipment and other things that we had removed out of there, which we're working with the contractor to remove the fence. But we wanted to get the equipment they had there, and they had I believe they had some sort of supplies, that kind of thing, that were stored there that have to be removed out there, so not put attractive nuisance to the people using the playground.
Yes, because they did, and I know, sorry, I know you guys have other things to do, and I know I have a time frame. They did remove all of the equipment about 4 months ago. So there hasn't been a single piece or item of equipment. When I say I live across the street, I literally, as I can see you, that's how close I live to the park. So that's the only reason why, and don't take this the wrong way, I may seem a little feisty, but I promise I'm not.
Absolutely not. You have every right to be frustrated.
The only thing
with
that,
the delay.
and when you have a contractor tell you that there's a deadline and you see all the equipment removed and the only thing that's left is a fence, and then when people go into the park, the police are removing them, it's kind of confusing because not for nothing. I mean, we've all been through the winter storms. It's not like anybody's getting into the splash pad. And then people are using the basketball court because we have a very large child community. I mean, you guys should see the bus stops. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of children. So you said in 2 weeks, the gates will be removed, and will it remain that way?
Yes,
it will
ready for the grand opening.
And there's a grand opening on June 13th.
Okay.
And yes, it will be open. I promise you that. It will be open.
The entire time. So
it's not going to be closed back up. The only thing, if they have to come in and do some work on the bathhouse, just to get that. So the park will be open before you won't be able to use the bathhouse yet. But trust me, and I'm not judging, but if we can get kids off the devices, staring into the devices,
absolutely,
which is so cute because he's so content.
Yeah, because if he wasn't, this would be a different kind of meeting.
But trust me, we understand and we want to. And when I did hear that school's out and now there's going to be a whole bunch, and if it's warm weather, we certainly want to have them to be able to, in that week, get onto the playground.
Okay, excellent. So 2 weeks. I appreciate you guys. I thank you for the work that you've done. I also want to, I did get a chance to thank Mark, but I also just want to say it's very important that we have these conversations because the work that you guys have done in the neighborhood has been amazing. The work that you guys did in the park was incredible. And for my son and for my family, I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to the grand opening as well.
Thank you. We appreciate you too, and really do thank you for coming in.
Thank you, guys. I'm going to take him home now.
Okay. Good night. Hi, Jeannie.
Hi, I'm Jeannie McKay. I live on Walnut Street, kind of across from the playground, Collinsville Playground. I'm here to speak about the same thing Gabrielle just talked about, and I reiterate everything she said, but I have a few other things I have questions about. Yeah, it's been 2 years. It's been way more than 2 years, but the 2 years of the construction. And what I want to know is, can we request like signage for no dogs? Can we request trash cans? There's no garbage cans in or outside of the playground. None.
Do we allow dogs on other playgrounds?
No. No door floor.
So we can put up signs.
Yeah, it's already, it's already.
And also, if we could get the dog trash cans with the bags, I don't know if any of you have walked around that playground, but it's disgusting. The people do not pick up their dog waste. I don't know how you can get a message to the homes, if you can send a letter out, find these people or what. They literally don't care. I've seen kids step in it, and it's going to be worse. The weather's nice. I mean, the snow was there and it melted and it's underneath. It just looks horrible. Okay, the trash cans is one thing. Also, you said 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, the gates are going to be down. Kids will have access, limited access. We know about the rest house. Are you going to have a summer program there?
I spoke to Alexis in Parks and Rec, actually, after I spoke to you on the other night. And yes, she's going to put something together. I thought she had said you, and she had even talked a little bit about what those programs would be like, because they used to do them. And then there was a time, I think they set them up. They weren't getting a lot of the kids out. But I think especially too now with the new playground, obviously there'll be more kids coming. But Alex, absolutely. And she's happy to sit down with you again. And if there's anyone in the neighborhood too, who wants to help in those, a lot of those summer programs, sometimes there's neighborhood, whether they're adults or even just, you know, college kids or whatever, that maybe want to come over and help out. She said she'd be happy to talk to you about that.
Okay. All right. That's good. And as far as the amphitheater, there's a top that was removed because it was wrong. When it rained, it puddled and it sagged, and that was when the weather was nice. That was last year, and they still haven't replaced it. Is that going to be replaced?
It's already in the works once the playground is back open and the weather is better.
So before June 13th or after?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. That's pretty much it. So you're going to try and get the garbage cans, right?
Yeah, I would think that we have garbage can. That's easy. And again, I know you've been here before, but this situation that we have, not just in your neighborhood, of people who don't pick up after their dogs, is so frustrating.
Right.
Unless you actually catch them. And even then, sometimes you'll be right there and you say something and they walk away from you.
And I have.
Even the signage helps, but again, there are people out there. It's a very frustrating problem.
Well, the sign before in the old playground, it just said no dog training. So maybe if we could get more than one sign at maybe multiple entrances. Like,
sure, or a sign that says, please pick up
yeah.
after your dog.
And then also the garbage cans for the dogs with the bags outside of the playground, not inside, because that will invite them to bring their dogs in. You know?
Yeah, I don't know if we have the garbage cans that have but again, it's always stuff we can look into and find out. And being that we're opening the playground and you have waited a long time, we're going to try to do everything we can to make it the best experience possible for everybody in that neighborhood.
Well, as you know, I see everything, so I will be in touch.
I know.
And how are you going to get this information to the community, like about the June 13th?
We actually will put, not only we do recognize that one of the things in communication, and we will get it out to that particular neighborhood for sure, because it will be in English and Spanish.
Okay.
So it'll be a big celebration, and we will definitely get the word out, so that especially in Collinsville, that's a big celebration for that part of town to have. And just so you know, too, we're working on we're going to, Alexis will talk about, we used to do a movie night there. And I think that's when I first met you. That's like 5 years ago now, or so, 4 years ago.
So we can have events. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And everyone loves it. When I walk, I have a dog. When I walk my dog, people are like, when are they going to open? When are they going to open?
Yeah.
So.
Thank you for your patience. We will get the gates down and we will get it open.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, I was waiting for her to.
That's okay.
So I also live in that neighborhood. I live on Highland Avenue.
Your name, please?
My name is Elizabeth Malinsky. I live at 23 Highland Ave. And I have two kids. I have a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old. So the 14-year-old has seen all the different phases of the playground. So I was coming here to express their frustrations, but I'm really happy to hear that at least the playground part is going to be opened. But some of my 10-year-old and some of his friends have some things they wanted me to tell you.
Good. It's the best feedback coming from kids.
So Mikey, age 9, Highland Ave, says, if they weren't going to finish it, why did they change it? Jude, age 10, Highland Ave, open it already, spring starts on Friday. Harley, age 9, Cedar Street, it's been years, if they don't finish it, I'm suing. So they wanted to let you know that
We want to meet Harley, number one, because to have that.
She should be in this room too.
Yeah.
I would have brought them, but I'd need like duct tape for the rest of the meeting.
It's okay. We've had young people in, and to be honest, they've been incredible. And even a decision was reversed by the Township Committee on an issue with Parks and Recs because of the kids that came in and spoke to us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so.
That's impressive. That's cool. Yeah. But yeah, and they definitely, I've been telling them, listen, the town says, do not go in there. Don't play there because it's not open yet. So I can tell them that if they just cool their jets for a couple more weeks, because I end up with we have a swing set in our backyard, so I end up with 10 kids at my house.
Yeah.
Because as the previous speaker said, every other house has at least one kid. So there's a ton of kids in the neighborhood.
Love that. So again, we appreciate your patience, and it will get open, and not only on June 13th, but we hope that throughout the whole spring and summer that everybody can celebrate and really experience a nice time there.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. My name is Patricia Sims, and I live in Morris Township, and I'm a member of the Morris Township Office of Emergency Management. And I just came, sorry I missed in February. I was sick after our Roses fundraiser, but I just wanted to come in and thank Timmy Quinn, your administrator, the mayor, and the committee for all your support for our Roses Valentine's Day fundraiser. Again, it was a successful year. I'm here on behalf of OEM, and a lot of the FMBA members were here prior. We do it as a joint fundraiser for us, and it was a successful year. This was our year 20, doing it this year. So thank you also to the public for their support, but I just wanted to come and thank everyone for your support for our fundraiser.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I always tell you the best roses at Valentine's Day, they're the best roses you can get.
Thank you. I hope they lasted for everybody.
They did. They lasted a long time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Lee Goldberg, 10 Arrowhead Road. Yes, I am a resident. Samantha, congratulations on being appointed tonight. I wish you all the best of health and good fortune in your new role. Thank you for serving on behalf of us all, so appreciate that. Wanted to just bring an issue to the Township Committee's attention with, as you may know, there's a 6-story, 120-unit apartment complex going up on the intersection of Park and Columbia Turnpike, right next to the Hyatt. The elevator shafts are up. I sort of refer to them as the Twin Towers of Hanover because they're pretty tall and they're still going up. And there's some safety concerns with the construction that's going on that site. They're bringing in a lot of large cranes. They're bringing in a lot of construction equipment. There's not a lot of places for the construction workers to park, so they're parked up on the road on Park Avenue. I realize that that's a county corridor. I reached out to Chris Vitz, the county engineer, and got a response from him. And I just want to read it to you. It's pretty short here, and then look for some guidance, maybe from the Township Committee on what could potentially be done. He says, thank you for the phone call. I'm still checking to see if the development has a road opening permit with the County of Morris. However, a road opening permit only allows the county to oversee any utility work within the county right-of-way. The county does not have the authority to regulate or oversee construction traffic into or on the site for the development of the 190 Park Avenue. This responsibility would be for the municipal police and municipal building department. Now, I realize this is in a tract of property in Hanover, but we are right on the border of the township. Large pieces of construction equipment parked literally in the middle of Park Avenue as they're waiting to queue in and get in. I've already seen almost 2 accidents happen, and just wondering, I've stopped into the Hanover Police Department. I've met with them, spoke to them. Sure, we'll send someone over. I realize you can't have someone there every moment of every day, but is there anything the township can do, if they can, to reach out to the folks in Hanover to try to maybe get some sort of schedule, or when this extra large equipment is coming in and all that, because I'm really concerned about a safety issue there.
Honestly, Mr. Goldberg, I'm happy to reach out to the mayor in Hanover and know him and express your concerns. I'm not sure at the end of the day whose actual responsibility if the project is in Hanover, but trust me, if I give him a call, and he'll check into it and find out. So we can
Mayor
figure out how
Gallagher
to
is
make it
usually pretty
safer.
responsive, but yeah, I mean, again,
Yeah.
I've reached out to the police department. I've stopped in there. It's really how people are even going to get in and out of that project once it's fully built. But I think that construction is going to carry on for probably another year. And as they bring in the drywall and all the other things that have to come in there, I think it's just going to be an ongoing safety issue. So any time and attention that can maybe get to alleviate would be certainly appreciated. Other topic is I'm happy to see, I think, Environmental Commission Chair Brian Morgan here tonight. I bumped into Brian over the weekend at the Winter Farmers Market. I was in sort of a rush, but had a brief conversation with him, and he had expressed some sort of optimism about something with composting here in the township. So I'm not sure if there's anything that can be, any insight you can give to composting, or how we may be able to contribute, or just let the community know what might be coming down the pike, or what's sort of floating about. That would certainly be good to know as well, because I think it would be a much welcome amenity. And then lastly, so do you want to address that? And then I only have one more
I mean,
question.
again, Brian knows that because he asked from the Township Committee, we were aware, he sent us the list of the EC kind of priorities, projects, and he honestly wanted to know, give me some indication of what the Township Committee members are looking at and see. And the number one thing was food waste. And we are very close to getting something done there. So, Steve, I don't know if you have any other.
Yeah, just to know that it's food waste collection. It's not really composting because there's some legalities on the latter. I mean, you can do that on your personal property,
right?
But on the community side, it's there's some state regulations that would forego it. So it's a food waste collection.
A food waste collection. Okay, thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that every
Just
bit
right
helps.
at the end of that tunnel.
Okay, well, every bit helps, so thank you. That would be definitely a positive impact. And then lastly, I just have a question. I'm glad to hear, that we have money allocated for, I guess, to hire a driver for the new senior bus, that the senior bus is coming. Has there been any thought, or is there anything you can share, like what we're going to call the bus? Can we do a contest across the community? What should we name it? I mean, Morristown's got the Colonial Coach, or, I don't have any ideas, but I think it would be something that would open it up to sort of ideas and to engage the community.
Our seniors are very much involved and have a lot of opinions, which is a good thing.
Right.
But to be honest, I don't think anyone on the Township Committee yet has thought about a name or what we would.
I mean, you can't miss the Colonial Coach. You can see it coming from a mile away. So and it's always great to see it, because it's a great public
This
amenity.
is just a white bus, right,
We're
Mr.
not going to be
Quinn?
wrapping it or colonializing it or doing anything extraordinary to it to make it really stand out.
The
as a
first thing
service
we
in the
need to do
community.
is get it here. You heard
Well,
it's on the lot.
it's on the lot.
But
Okay.
again, we will.
All right. Well, it's certainly something to be touted, and will be much appreciated by the
Appreciate that.
public. So looking forward to seeing that around
Appreciate
town.
it. Thank you.
I'll be quick. My name's Andre Vasichuk. I live at 49 Highland. I wanted to say thank you, and I think the community is very thankful and grateful for the big win at Collinsville with the new park being stood up. I did want to attest to the claims that everyone made before. There's a bunch of kids playing around in the neighborhood, which is great to see. It's lively, it's fun, it brings good energy. But what's scary that I see every day is those kids are playing in the street, and Highland is used as a pass-through because of Hanover traffic a lot. And I don't have any kids personally, but I sometimes not run out into the street to make the car stop, but I try to make the driver slow down and tell them, hey, my neighbor has kids, you have to be careful. Like, kids aren't as aware as the adults are, and hopefully the adults are watching them. But I think it's not only a concern for the kids, but for the neighbors that live on Highland, that it's used as a pass-through. I know the speed limit's 25, but Sometimes I see
Are you a
cars.
newer resident there or no?
I've been a resident there since 2019.
Okay, but again, because trust me, that's always, it is a cut through, and on
Yeah.
those streets, it's always really hard. We have had some discussions about possible things we can do. And we're trying to, do what we do traffic calming so that it is a 25, but you're right,
Yep.
especially when a lot of kids are around.
Yeah,
We certainly-
it's just scary to see because right now the weather's warm, kids are riding around on their bikes, scooters, all that stuff. So yeah, and I could say that your claims are right. Police are usually driving through, policing the area, which is nice for them to slow the cars down sometimes. But I know off of Hanover, there's a sign that says no turning left between these certain hours. I don't know if we could put like a sign at the front at both ends of Highland saying it's not a cut through and only like residents only or something like that. But things like that would be nice. And then the second question I want to ask was the other park that's adjacent to the Collinsville. I think that's being redone as well.
The Tucker Field, you mean?
Yes, and I know Collinsville before it was in rough shape, but it did have a tennis court that I saw a lot of people in the area using. I used it personally with my
You're
family.
gonna have to
my
fight the
friends.
pickleballers,
Well-
bringing up a tennis court.
Well, that's the other thing. Pickleball, I guess, is a popular thing now. People can convert one half of the tennis court to 2 pickleball courts. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what the plans are for the other park and if we can get a tennis court back in the area.
Yeah, no, well, and Mr. Quinn, you want to first bring them up to speed on what's going on the remediation of Tucker
It's
Field.
designed for passive recreation. There's going to be a walking trail, everything's like that. But there is historic landfill that is in there that we have to test and we have to address for this project to continue. We're working with our professionals right now and what's called an LSRP, which works in the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, to ensure that everything we do is compliant with the state of New Jersey. So we're going through that process now, but the rest of the project was primarily going to have a walkway and some other things like that, but it was pretty much passive recreation with an open field where people want to kick a ball around or pick up baseball game or thing like that was the intent for that part of the park.
Okay. So is there maybe a chance in the future after the land's remediated or something like that to put a tennis court there? I only ask because, again, thankful for the park, the beautiful park that's being built. I think kids are going to have a great time there. I just never received like a survey of what the residents would want to see at this new park.
They did early, just so you know, though, early on, they not only did they do a survey and they had boards up and they had everybody come out and the kids came out and they had color-coded stickers that they could so we showed them all different possible
they
things.
wanted to-
And there was input from the residents and especially the kids too on what they wanted there early on before the park was redone.
Okay. Just saying, I didn't see anything like sent out. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I was busy building a house. So,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, there definitely was input though.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, Jeannie, can you wait till the second?
I actually have
Oh,
after I came in the door. Just one quick question.
You're
Can I have
one time there.
5 minutes?
No, that's not going to work.
No, you can't ask
I
for
just
some.
want to ask about the traffic study on the end of Highland
There's a
coming out of
second public
Marketplace.
comment, Terry. If there's anyone else here who wants to come to the podium
Can someone come
and ask a question, they're welcome to do so. We do have a hand up online as well.
So Lorena Farrell, 58 Highland Avenue. And again, the children on the street, I always am so careful when I'm going down the street because they're throwing balls from behind cars because there's only one side of the street parking there. And ever since the new shopping center went down at the end, we have even more traffic coming down the street. And the traffic study wanted to know about that. And I know they're a pain in the butt, but is there any way of getting speed humps or something like that?
And when was the last traffic study done on Highland?
Well, are you referring to the traffic study that was required?
No, you just turned yourself off.
Are you referring to the traffic study that was in reference to the marketplace?
Yes.
Yes, that was completed. It was done. It was determined that there was not going to be any additional traffic control device coming out of the marketplace onto Martin King Avenue. It wasn't needed due to the volume of traffic, and there was no accident history.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm all the way down at the opposite end, and I see people coming down. I mean, they've got to be going 35, 40 miles per hour, and it's just, it's insane.
I know we worked with our police department on that. We put forth some things, traffic calming that would be available, such as lane narrowing, that kind of thing, but that would require additional striping on the roadway, which was, most of the residents did not want that on the roadway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if, you know, signage that just says children at play. I mean, there were a few years that there weren't many children.
There
but-
should be signage out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I haven't
Okay.
seen
No,
any
we'll
down
check
on my
too.
end, but,
We do
signs are
provide
easy.
children at play signs in certain areas.
because that would be great if there was, because there's a couple different intersections along that road because of, you know, what's going on over
Look
there.
at that's easy.
All right. And any, I don't really know what's going on. Is it Cedar, the first intersection? Is there buildings going up there where the, years and years ago, there was a junkyard there?
Right. They have their planning board approval on that, and that project will be starting fairly soon.
Okay, good to know, just because that'll increase the amount of trucks coming through and everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kathy Wilson, 20 Beechwood Drive. I just want to ask a quick follow-up question on the study that was supposed to be done as a follow-up to the marketplace, and it's in the memorializing resolution that the planning board completed at the completion of the project, and there is an item in there that says that the developer is supposed to do a follow-up count. I believe it is 6 months after the opening of the project. Are you saying that is the count that has been done?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it presented at the planning board?
No, ma'am, it wasn't required to. It was required to be done and reviewed by our engineering department.
If you want to see the report, can you file an Oprah?
Absolutely.
Okay, what would it be called then?
If you want the marketplace traffic study.
Is it actually called a traffic study or a traffic study?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and can you tell me when it was completed?
It was completed at the end of December.
25.
Yes,
December 25.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you. I see Brian O'Shea, you have your hand up. Do you have a question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, good evening. Brian O'Shea, 51 Ketch Road.
Yep.
I do not speak here tonight under the illusion that the Morris Township Committee will change course based on public comment. Too often, residents speak and receive little more than a polite acknowledgement, and that has led many to question whether public input is meaningfully considered at all. I am not here to talk about party labels. I am here to talk about standards of transparency, competence, and accountability in how this township is governed, and whether those standards are being consistently met. The results of recent decisions are not abstract. They include increased traffic, the steady loss of open space, and growing pressure in our schools. These are not isolated concerns or competing narratives. They're the cumulative effect of decisions that are being made here, and they're being felt across the community. Over the past decade, Morris Township has lost approximately 250 acres, or about 2.5% of its tree canopy. That is not just a statistic. It reflects a measurable environmental impact that affects everything from stormwater management to quality of life. And it raises a basic question. If we have the knowledge and expertise available, why are the outcomes continuing to move in the wrong direction? Residents are responding. At the last meeting, where additional affordable housing developments were proposed, the level of public response was striking. A large number of residents came forward many expressing clear frustration about the direction of development and the cumulative impact of these decisions. That kind of reaction does not emerge suddenly or without cause. It reflects a growing sense that decisions are being made without sufficient transparency and without sufficient consideration of long-term consequences. Just as concerning is how these decisions are being reviewed. Appointments to planning and zoning boards have too often reflected political alignment rather than relevant expertise, raising legitimate questions about independence and oversight when positions that are meant to provide objective review are consistently filled by individuals with close political ties. Residents question whether those bodies are functioning as intended. Over time, people start using a word for that: cronyism. There are also decisions that raise serious and unresolved concerns about safety, including potential risks affecting children and first responders. These concerns have been raised, and they have not been adequately addressed, which only reinforces the perception that critical issues are not receiving the level of scrutiny they deserve. There is increasing reliance on pilot agreements presents another area of concern. While such agreements may serve a purpose in limited circumstances, their extended use shifts the tax burden and places additional strain on school funding. That impact is real, and it is being felt by families throughout the township, regardless of political affiliation. Individually, each of these issues might be debated on its own terms. Taken together, however, they form a pattern of decisions that raises serious questions about transparency, accountability, and whose interests are being prioritized. And it is that pattern, more than any single issue, that residents are increasingly focused on and responding to. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. O'Shea. And I would be happy at some point. I have not had the opportunity to sit down with you. I'd be happy to do that at some point, go through some of your concerns. And while
I would welcome that. I would.
I would absolutely do that. And I just want you to know, you have a lot of things here, so happy to sit down and do that. And while I hear what you're saying, I just want you to know there are Morris Township residents that do recognize over time that there has been more transparency. There has been more openness. So I want to know exactly why you feel so strongly the way you do. Totally understand in these recent weeks why that feeling seems a little more evident, but appreciate your comments. And I will follow up with you. And I don't know if other committee members have any comments, but.
Well, I would just make one additional comment, and thank you, Brian, for those comments. That Morris Township is already 27% preserved open space, one of the highest in Morris County. And while we are concerned about losing the tree canopy, as you mentioned, it's a concern for all of us. It's one of the reasons why we implemented the tree replacement program to try to provide additional street trees throughout the municipality. And I encourage, we're going to be doing it again this year. You'll see the line item in the budget later tonight. I encourage everybody to sign up for a street tree and help us replace that canopy that we're losing.
Thank you. Seeing nobody else coming for public comment, is there a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This evening, we have 4 ordinances scheduled for public hearing and adoption. Madam Clerk, please read the title of Ordinance 12-26 into the record, after which we will open the public comment.
Ordinance 12-26, an ordinance of the Township Committee of the Township of Morris, repealing and replacing Article 4, Section 385-15 through 385-21 of the Code of Township of Morris. Note, bamboo regulations.
May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance number 12-26?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance? Any committee members, any comments? Seeing no other members of the public wishing to speak, will someone make a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 12-26?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Ravitz,
Yes.
Mr. Jonnada.
Yes.
Mr. Gazelle,
Yes.
Ms. Rothman,
Yes.
Mayor Guariglia.
Yes. I, Donna J. Guariglia, Mayor, declare ordinance number 12-26 approved and adopted, and direct the Township Clerk to publish notice of adoption on the Township website or as otherwise required by law. Madam Clerk, please read the title of ordinance 13-26 into the record.
13-26, an ordinance of the Township of Morris, County of Morris, concerning salaries for non-union personnel. Note, 2026 salary increase for non-union employees.
May I have a motion to open public comment on ordinance number 13-26?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no members that would like to speak, will someone make a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 13-26?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Jonnada.
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz.
Yes.
Mr. Gazelle,
Yes.
Ms. Rothman,
Yes.
Mayor Guariglia.
Yes. I, Donna J. Guariglia, Mayor, declare ordinance number 13-26 approved and adopted, and direct the Township Clerk to publish notice of adoption on the Township website or as otherwise required by law. Madam Clerk, please read the title of ordinance 14-26 into the record.
14-26, ordinance appropriating $195,000 available in the general capital fund balance to provide for part of the cost of various capital improvements by the Township of Morris. Note, use $195,000 from the general capital fund for capital project improvements.
May I have a motion to open public hearing on ordinance number 14-26?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no members wishing to speak, will someone make a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 14-26?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Gazelle,
Mayor, we didn't have a
Oh,
chance for comment.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I asked the first two times and
Yeah,
then,
no, it's okay.
go ahead.
You know, everybody knows I'm an engineer and I love infrastructure, and this is a piece of infrastructure. The first of the year that's coming in Morris Township. You'll see more in the budget presentation later tonight and in April. But this is for road improvements on Harder Road and Gaston Road. Again, improving the infrastructure in Morris Township, which we do a great job of doing. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that. Now, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Gazelle,
Yes.
Mr. Jonnada,
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz.
Yes.
Ms. Rothman,
Yes.
Mayor Guariglia.
Yes. I, Donna J. Guariglia, Mayor, declare ordinance number 14-26 into the record, after which we will open the public hearing. Oh, no, wait.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, it's about adoption. To adopt.
May I have a motion?
No, you declare it adopted.
I, Donna J. Guariglia, Mayor, declare ordinance number 15-26 approved and adopted, and direct the Township Clerk to publish notice of adoption on the Township website as otherwise noted. It's ordinance number 14-26.
So now we're up to 1526.
Correct.
I will read 15-26.
Thank you.
Ordinance appropriating $195,000 available in the sewer utility capital fund balance to provide for part of the cost of various capital improvements by the Township of Morris. Note, use $195,000 from the sewer utility capital fund for capital project improvements.
May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance number 15-26?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Seeing no members of the public wishing to speak, will someone make a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 15-26?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Just commenting again, this is a partner piece to the ordinance that we just adopted before. It's a cost share between the general capital fund and the sewer utility, but also for infrastructure for Gaston Road and Harder Road.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Ravitz,
Yes.
Mr. Gazelle,
Yes.
Mr. Jonnada,
Yes.
Ms. Rothman,
Yes.
Mayor Griglia.
Yes. I, Donna J. Guariglia, Mayor, declare ordinance number 15-26 approved and adopted, and direct the Township Clerk to publish notice of adoption on the Township website or as otherwise required by law. Ordinances for introduction. We have one ordinance for introduction on tonight's agenda. Madam Clerk, please read the ordinance 16-26 into the record.
Ordinance 16-26. Ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank. NJSA 4-45.14, calendar year 2026. Note, authorizes the 2026 budget to be 3.5 above the 2025 budget. In any amount authorized that is not appropriated as part of the final budget may be retained as an exception to final appropriations in either of the next two succeeding years.
May I have a motion to introduce ordinance number 16-26?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions on the introduction? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Jonnada,
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz.
Yes.
Mr. Gazelle,
Yes.
Ms. Rothman,
Yes.
Mayor Griglia.
Yes. The public hearing and final consideration and adoption of ordinance number 16-26 will be held on Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026 at 7 p.m. in the municipal building here at 50 Woodland Avenue. Now, I would like to turn over to Administrator Tim Quinn and Valerie Dolan.
No,
Oh.
I'm sorry, I was going to cross it out. Yeah, just Tim Quinn.
Oh, just Tim,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
sorry, that's me.
But we do have our CFO, Sean Ferguson.
And Sean Ferguson has stayed and is in the back of the room to provide an overview of the budget and read the resolution language into the record.
Thank you, Mayor. It is my pleasure and relief to present to you the 2026 budget. It does cover 4 different budgets: the current fund, the sewer utility, the swim pool utility, and the parking utility that we have here. I will do a full presentation on the public hearing for the budget at the April 26th meeting. But with that, I would wish to read into the resolution for the Township Committee for consideration tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, so the municipal budget of the Township of Morris, County of Morris for the fiscal year 2026. Be it resolved that the following statements of revenues and appropriations shall constitute the municipal budget for the year 2026. Be it further resolved that said budget be published on the official website, www.morristownship.com, under public notices of the Township of Morris on March 19, 2026.
Yeah.
The governing body of the Township of Morris does hereby approve the following as the budget for the year 2026. And here is the budget document. And with that, Mayor, I will return it to you, and I would ask that you ask for a motion to approve the 2026 municipal budget for introduction.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the municipal budget for calendar year 2026?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Ravitz.
Yes.
Mr. Jonnada,
Yes.
Mr. Gazelle,
Yes.
Ms. Rothman,
Yes.
and Mayor Griglia.
Yes. Mr. Quinn?
Thank you, Mayor. Notice is hereby given that the budget and tax resolution was approved by the committee persons of the Township of Morris, County of Morris, on March 18, 2026. A hearing on the budget and tax resolution will be held at the Morris Township Municipal Building, 50 Woodland Avenue, on April 22nd, 2026, at 7 o'clock p.m., at which time and place objections to said budget and tax resolution for the year 2026 may be presented by taxpayers or other interested persons. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Mayor? if I could?
Yes.
Just so the public is aware, we usually hold our committee meetings on the third Wednesday of each month, but because we need 30 days, correct, Mr. Quinn, between introduction and hearing, we have to hold the April meeting on the fourth Wednesday of the month, which is April 22nd. Correct. So just so everybody's not confused, the meeting next month is on the fourth Wednesday, April 22nd.
Thank you, Committeeman Grayzel. We have 17 resolutions on tonight's agenda. May I have a motion to approve resolution numbers 70-26 through 86-26 by one motion?
So moved. Second.
Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Griselle?
Yes.
Mr. Jonnada?
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz?
Yes.
Ms. Rothman?
Yes.
Mayor Griglia?
Yes. On the consent calendar, we have 3 items. Can I have a motion to approve the items on the consent calendar by one motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Consideration of monthly reports. The following reports are on file in the office of the Township Clerk and the Township Administrator. January 2026, Police and Fire. February 2026, Tax Collector and the Morris Township Library. The 2025 Annual Report of Collections by the Tax Collector. Can I have a motion to approve the monthly reports?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Claims for payment and the list of bills and vouchers. The total amount of bills and vouchers for this meeting is $8,595,691.80. We are also the tax collector for the school district, the library, and the county. May I have a motion to approve the list of bills and vouchers?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Ravitz?
Yes.
Mr. Jonnada?
Yes.
Mr. Griselle?
Yes.
Ms. Rothman?
Yes.
Mayor Griglia?
Yes. I have received, for the record, I'm going to read a letter from Senator Bucco about the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission. Dear Mayor Guariglia and members of the Morris Township Committee, I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing to inform you that the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission has allowed me to select a town in District 25 for a mobile MVC unit, and I have chosen Morris Township. This unit will be set up at the Morris Township Municipal Building on April 13th from 9 a.m. to 1:45 p.m., providing residents with both licensing and vehicle services. Appointments will be on the MVC website on March 23rd at 11 a.m. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter. I look forward to the community benefiting from this service. As always, it is a pleasure to represent the Morris Township community. Sincerely, Senator Anthony M. Bucco. We also have, I know Assemblyman Dunn is also looking at dates. Correct, Mr. Quinn, too?
Yes, we're working with her office, and we're going to have additional dates for that mobile unit to be here in Morris Township. That should be announced within the next 30 days or so.
And anybody listening, if you need a real ID, if you have anything you need, it's really nice to be able to make an appointment, come here. It's right out in the parking lot, and you can go in and get it taken care of. So hopefully people take advantage of that.
That's March 23rd at 11 a.m., right?
It starts at 11 a.m. to 1:45.
Okay, mark your calendars.
No.
It's April. It's April.
To make an appointment. Yeah, to make an appointment.
To make an appointment.
No, it's like getting concert tickets. You got to go online at 11 o'clock to get a spot. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, we will now go to standing committee reports and commentary by the Township Committee. And we will begin with Ms. Rothman.
Thank you. I wanted to take this opportunity just to introduce myself to the community. My name is Samantha Rothman, and I have been a resident of the township since the end of 5th grade. That summer we moved here, and I attended the Morristown Public Schools along with my 3 siblings. So my family had a business locally over in Whippany. So I've really grown up in this area, and I've seen the changes that have happened. Some amazing changes, some not so great changes. And just professionally, my background, so I studied botany and plant science in my undergrad at Smith College. I went to the Yale School of Forestry. I have a Master of Forest Science, and I also have a Master of Science from Yale. So I have a really strong environmental background. Paired with that, my research that I did in graduate school had a lot to do with land use. So I studied land use law as well while I was at Yale. I served in the Environmental Commission on the town of Morristown. That was where my husband and I bought our first home. And then we lived there for 10 years, and then we moved over to the township and literally bought the house next door to my parents. We share a driveway. It's the best thing I ever did. And I started Grow Green Morristown with 2 other friends. So I'm really excited to be on the township committee. I kind of see it as an evolution of service that I have done here and participated in my hometown community. I really love being here. I don't love traffic, and I don't love development and airport noise and ambulance noise, but we make up for it in so many other ways. The people here really are the heart and soul of this community, and I want to hear from you. I want to know how to make your neighborhoods better, good, bad, ugly. I want it all. So please be in touch. I now have a township committee email, so please reach out to me. I'd love to meet you and your neighbors. So thank you.
Thank you, and we all look forward to working with you, Committeewoman Rothman. Mr. Grayzel.
Thank you. Sam, so happy to have you up here on the dais with us. As been mentioned before, you've been asked a lot of times, but it's great to finally have you up here. Look forward to your insights. You gave a couple earlier tonight on environmental issues, and really look forward to your bringing your skills and your knowledge of Morris Township here up to the dais and running the town efficiently. Congratulations again to Mark Gyorfy on his honor tonight. What a turnout it was, really great. And I don't know if he's still at home listening or if he's asleep yet, but again, Mark, thanks for all your service. And we're sure it's not coming to an end. You're just serving us in a different way. But thanks for all those years of service. And I'm going to keep it short. It's been a long meeting tonight, and I'll just leave it right there. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Committeeman Ravitz.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to welcome Sam onto the Township Committee. Her counsel is going to be greatly appreciated, and I wish her all the best here. And I know she's going to be an incredible asset to the township with her vast wealth of knowledge and experience. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the Rich Lynch's retirement from the Morris Township Fire Department after 25 years of service. Rich consistently demonstrated dedication, professionalism, and pride in his job, and I know we all wish him well as he writes the next chapter of his life. It has been a long meeting tonight. I don't have really any urgent committee reports this month, and I want to thank the residents that came out to suggest things about Collinsville, and I know we're all looking forward to the grand opening and just having really a premier park on that side of town, and we're so excited that we're just hoping for warm weather so we can complete the project. I know it's been seemed like a real long time. We've faced a lot of challenges and hurdles, but we've overcome them, and we're just about there. I consider myself let me just kind of step back. I'm going to beg your indulgence for a moment while I kind of depart from my usual commentary. I consider myself an activist, and that remains true. I'm an activist at heart, even as I carry the responsibilities of an elected official. When I first ran for office in 2019, I said I believed our country was heading down a troubling path. Unfortunately, that concern has only deepened. And today we find ourselves closer than ever to authoritarianism. From this dais, I have often said that we have far more in common than should ever divide us. And I still believe that. But in a time like this, it is all too easy to become cynical. I choose not to. I believe in bringing people together and not in amplifying the divisions that others use too often to exploit us. The residents of the township elected me to represent their interests. From my very first remarks, I committed to being open and transparent in both my thinking and my decision-making. And I've honored that commitment. I believe my experience and my vision have helped contribute to the strong stewardship of this township, alongside with the dedicated professionals and fellow committee members who serve our community. At my core, I remain an activist, one focused on doing what is right for the people, not necessarily what is easy or politically convenient. The decisions we make today are not just for the present, but for the future. So that those who serve after us inherit a township strengthened by the choices we have made and the courage to make them. To that end, I am guided by policy, not party. I'm a pragmatic independent leader who believes in independent thinking, and I'm not a party apparatchik. I'm beholden to no one, no group, no faction, no party, only to the people I serve. And that kind of brings me to my final point this evening. In Morris Township, every year is an election year. Tonight, I'm announcing my intention to run for another term as committeeman. I do so because I believe our residents deserve leadership that puts good governance ahead of party politics. To that end, I'm resigning my membership in the Democratic Party. I will be running for re-election as an independent under a banner I am calling USA 2.0. Because there is no returning to the nation that boomers and many Gen Xers grew up in. We need a grassroots party to reimagine and rebuild our government and institutions, and who will be in it for the long haul. I appeal to those who feel disenfranchised, whether you are aligned with a party or you're not, and to independent thinkers across our community. I ask for your support this November because our experience and vision matters more than party identity, and because if we want better government, we must elect better leaders. Mayor?
Thank you, Committeeman Ravitz. Deputy Mayor Jonnada.
Mayor, if I just may, just in the future, if we could not advocate for any particular political person, whether it be yourself or someone in the audience from the dais, it's inappropriate in town hall. Thank you.
That will be the last you'll hear about it from me.
Thank you.
Thank
Deputy
you.
Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. I'll skip the my township the standing committee reports, but I'll just go into what the Know Your Neighborhood. Normally, I speak about history, but this time I'll touch on the future. As we saw, Mark Gyorfy had resigned and is now replaced by Samantha Rothman. And before, I had often mentioned that we do need more women on the committee, and here we are. And this is also Women's History Month, and I'm glad that we have finally got that. The future calls for diversity, not for the sake of diversity checking off boxes, but diversity as to reflect our community. We are seeing this in our township as well as the neighboring towns. And we are seeing this on the days, and we will continue to see this in the coming years. Diversity is not just in racial, ethnic, or religious terms, but diversity in viewpoints and diversity in abilities. We are thankful that we see this in Morris Township, and we will continue to see this. Mayor.
Thank you. I think going along with everyone else, and at the late hour, I'll skip over to some of the committee reports. I do want to mention, though, that earlier in the Board of Health meeting, Morris Township has been awarded the Healthy Town to Watch designation. Liz Zalmy, our health officer, has led the way on advancing the township towards this designation, and ultimately the next level is you get the recognition of being a healthy town. So our health department has gone above and beyond, and again to Health Officer Liz Zalmy, thank you so much. We moved up in 1 year from where a healthy town to A healthy town up and coming was the first level. Now we're a healthy town to watch. And the top title is a healthy town. So again, really appreciate all the hard work they do. And I also want to, again, just congratulate firefighter Aiden Hernandez. I do want to make this comment. As your mayor, I want to make a comment on the affordable housing meeting that took place on March 9th. I take full responsibility and own the fact that our residents came to their town hall to discuss an issue that they felt they were not given enough prior input on and time to educate themselves and digest what was put in front of us to decide. As much as we all hear a lot about affordability, I feel that accountability is just as important. Many leaders shy away from accountability at times. I stand by the decisions that I made, and I know it was the only decision we could have made to remain in control of the forthcoming development in the township set by the state law. In standing by those decisions, I understand that I, as mayor, am being held accountable for the process. So I just want to inform the residents, there will be public sessions on each of the projects. Public sessions, a Q&A, and information will be distributed according to the township policies that we have in place. Other than that, I'm hoping that everyone has a happy Passover beginning on April 1st and a happy Easter on April 5th. In these divided and troubling times, I feel these celebrations take on a profound significance, reminding us that hope and resilience can foster the enduring spirit of community. Easter has a message of renewal and resurrection, asking us to embrace the possibility of new beginnings, even amidst uncertainty. Passover teaches us the importance of liberation and the strength found in unity and the struggles endured in the pursuit of freedom. In celebrating these holidays, we honor our traditions and we reaffirm our commitment to building bridges of understanding and compassion in a world that certainly feels fractured. But as Barack Obama clearly stated, hope is the thing inside us that insists, despite all evidence to the contrary, that something better awaits us. Thank you. I also have one other note that's very important. The voting districts 20 and 23, residents are advised that the polling location has changed from Frelinghuysen Middle School to Fairchild Firehouse, Meeting Room, 2 Burnham Road in Morris Plains. So on the day of the election, April 16th, 2026, please make sure that if you're in either District 20 or 23, you're aware of those changes. Postcards will be mailed to the residents in both those districts.
They have been mailed.
Have been mailed to the residents in both those districts. So now we're at our last public commentary. There are 9 members. There are 7 members joining us on Zoom and 17 attending in person. At this time, we'll open the meeting to public comment. We will begin the comments from those who are present here in person, and then we'll switch to Zoom. Please raise your hand on Zoom if you would like to speak. Before speaking, please state your name and whether or not you are a resident. Comments will be limited to 5 minutes per speaker. If you have questions that you would like a response, any remaining time will be yielded back to you. Is there a motion to open the public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone? Mr. Goldberg?
Lee Goldberg, 10 Arrowhead Road. Yes, I'm a resident of Morris Township. Samantha, congratulations again. I think unlike anyone up here, I've actually had the benefit and value of sitting next to you on the zoning board, and your experience in forestry, land use, botany, all things environmental was invaluable on that committee, and I'm sure will be a value and benefit to the folks on this committee as well, and thrilled to have that sort of knowledge base and all of the service you've done to the community, for the community and within the community to date will, I think, great be a benefit for all of us. So congratulations again. I do have a couple of questions on the resolution. So I'll just, 4 of them in particular. to look for a little bit more clarity. Maybe if, I don't know, sometimes on the agendas, they're a little sort of high level. So some of these questions might be able to be avoided if there was a little more detail on the agendas. But having said that, 7226, $160,000 to Ketch Road for the affordable housing project. Is that coming out of a particular fund? Is that an affordable housing fund, or how does that work? And is that a portion of it? Is that everything, or just highlight what that is?
Affordable Housing Trust Fund for the affordable housing project that will be returned to the township after the project is built.
So this is money we're paying out upon project completion. It comes back.
Comes back to us, yes. It's
Gotcha.
to help them get started.
No taxpayer dollars.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry?
No taxpayer dollars.
But the Affordable Trust Fund, housing dollars, those dollars are all, they're not taxpayer dollars to begin with, right? That's what I'm trying to understand. This is a,
But it's being returned, so.
well, it's being returned, but were they contributions from developers, or were they
Correct.
actually levied
That's why
tax?
it's called the Developer Trust Fund. It's
Okay.
contributions from developers for the construction and projects that they do go into a special fund.
Okay.
And that's what's used for these affordable housing projects.
Okay, well, thank you for elaborating on that. I think with, even as early as this evening, some residents who saw me from last week, they're still confused about things. So anything we can do to communicate on this, I think really just helps from just an educational perspective. 7526, this is for our township engineer, who I believe is currently a part-time engineer, but the dollars not to exceed going from up to $50,000, again, tied to affordable housing work. Is this just the anticipated cost for his extra time, again, being sort of a consultant, not full-time employee of the township? How is that structured?
Same with our land use professionals that work on affordable housing, that we have to pay for that out of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. So we're not spending taxpayer dollars on this. Same as we're doing for our planner, same as we're doing for our land use attorney, same as we're doing with our consulting engineer.
So those dollars, so for example, for Mr. Warner, that are in 7626 going from 7K to 97K in LA, that's from the Affordable Housing Developers Trust Fund as well. Is that an accurate statement?
That is accurate.
But at the end of that, the monies are not returned. They just stay with the
We're
professionals.
permitted to use that for our professionals to further the affordable housing.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. And to a broader question, which raises a more general issue again, we've lost a lot of folks in the engineering department. Is there any update or progress on actually having a full-time engineer here in town and filling that position as a full-time employee? We've lost about 120 hours, I believe, a week of engineering services between Dave Hansen, Jim Slate. I think there was someone else, another retirement, is 20, I believe Mr. Vuce is currently a 20-hour a week. Is there an update on that, filling that position permanently?
We filled in an assistant full-time position.
We did fill
have
in
him as a consultant.
I'm sorry?
Mr. Voight is a consultant, and we also hired a full-time assistant township engineer.
That has already started?
Started last August.
Started last August. What is that person's name? I can look it up on the township website. I'm just curious.
Patricia Danhart.
Patricia what? Dangler? Thank you very much. And then the last question is on 7826, a position that was being appointed to or created, but it doesn't say what the position for. There's a name tied to it. Chris Evangel, what is that position, or what is that about?
He will sit next to you at the Board of Adjustment.
He's the second, he's an alternate to the Board of
okay. So
Adjustment. Yeah.
that would be an example, just some simple clarity on the agenda would prevent, because again, the public looks at this and it's like, what is this, right? So, yeah, so thank you for informing me that he will be joining us on the zoning board. I look forward to meeting him. Thank you so much.
But everybody should be aware that the agendas have hot links. So the resolutions, if you click on the word resolution on the agenda itself, the electronic agenda, you can bring up all of the resolutions. So you can see what the details are. So you could see that Chris Evangel was being appointed
to the Board of Adjustment.
Yeah, you'll be able to see that.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Sometimes, again, I don't think, I'll look at my phone again here to see if it's on the online version, if that was selectable, because I would have selected it, but I'll check again. Thank you so much.
Otherwise, we'd be printing a lot of packets like this that are thick to hand out to people who are just going to throw them away. But
yeah, but just even a couple extra keystrokes on the again, just be clear. So appreciate the time and attention.
Thank you, Mr. Goldberg. Seeing nobody else and no hands raised, is there a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
The time is now 9:39. Can I have a motion to adjourn the regular session?
I'm going to make a motion, but I also want to acknowledge your comments, Mayor. I was really moved by you taking responsibility for the affordable housing discussions that we had on March 9th, but I just want to let you know, it's all of our responsibilities.
I
It's
agree.
not just
Absolutely.
yours.
I know.
And we all could have done a little bit of a better job, but I really, really appreciate you stepping out in front of that.
Yeah, no, I'm a big
Well done.
believer in, that if something doesn't go the way it should, that the first step you have to take is number one, to own it, and then you have to do what you can to make it better.
Yep.
And I do hope that people do realize, and we do, as upset as people get, they do come back a lot and say they appreciate, and they do realize that the work that we all have to do, and the work, especially on all the affordable, you can talk to anyone in any municipality, but the planners, the lawyers, it was a really, really tough thing to get through.
It was.
So
I appreciate your words, though.
Thank
And-
you.
And with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
The next regular Township Committee meeting is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026, at 7 PM for the regular meeting, 5 PM closed in the municipal building here at 50 Woodland Avenue. Thank you all and have a safe time getting
Good night, everybody. Thank you for
Night.
coming.